Welcome to the Blue Cafe. We bring you stories of faith, love, and devotion. Yeah, just kidding, please help us grow by hitting that like button. Now on to the story. My friends informed me I, 25F, cheated on my boyfriend 3 years ago. Do I tell him, 29 meters? Advice. I saw my friends for the first time in, maybe a year. This past week. They informed me that 3 years ago, when I had been dating my BF for a little under a month, I drunkenly made out with a friend at a party. Up until last week, I had absolutely zero idea this had happened. I still have completely no memory of this happening, but multiple friends confirmed it, so I guess it did happen. Obviously, I am absolutely wrecked with guilt, shame, embarrassment, depression. I can't believe I would do such a thing. It has shaken me, truly. The trouble is, I don't know if I should tell my boyfriend. Nothing of the sort has happened in the last 3 years. I do not go out with anybody except these friends, whom I have decided to never hang out with again. I haven't drank so much I blacked out since that party. In fact, I only drink at home maybe once a month now. The dude I made out with is not in contact with me, he never has been, and I do not have him on any social media. This isn't something I will do again. I refuse to even put myself in the situation where the opportunity could even arise. I know my friends would never tell him, who cares, you only made out. / and the dude doesn't care, so he won't either, plus it was 3 years ago, old news, therefore it can only come from me. But should I? I'm just so confused and upset right now. Any insight or advice would be greatly appreciated. Just know that to him this will be new and will not seem like 3 years, so expect him to respond accordingly. Neglecting to tell him is intentionally concealing facts about your relationship. If he doesn't know the full extent of what the relationship is, then he cannot consent to it. Don't steal that ability from him, he hasn't done anything to deserve it. Thank you. An additional side thing you might want to add if you do decide to confess to it, don't pose it necessarily like I did X, but instead I was told that I did X by persons Y and Z. So far you have no recollection or evidence that you've even done it, and I've seen way too many cases from personal experience about people who for years successfully pretended to be friends to someone, lie about them and accuse them of something that hadn't actually happened. I was told that I did X by persons Y and Z. And I drank way too much that night and don't have any recollection of this at all. Or much else for that matter. Person 1 and person 2 told me this on // and after considering it and confirming it through other friends, I feel you should know. I'm ashamed of what happened, and I assure you this isn't who I am. I haven't drank that much since and have no plans to do so ever again. Your biggest challenge would be to make him believe that you actually didn't know you cheated 3 years ago. You might need the help of your friends. Update: my friends informed me I, 25F, cheated on my boyfriend 3 years ago. Do I tell him, 29 meters? Reconciliation link to original post. Hello all. Not sure if many of you remember my first post, but it has now been over a week and I figured I would add an update for anyone curious. As an avid Reddit reader, I understand how much that closure of a story is appreciated, lol. Anyways, in my heart of hearts, I always knew I was gonna tell my boyfriend what I learned and what I had done. I just needed some outward encouragement. While some of the comments were needlessly mean, I appreciate all the responses I got, and some were so immensely helpful for me. The night I made the post, my boyfriend noticed something was seriously wrong with me. I wasn't eating, not talking, literally so anxious my hands were shaking. I just had to tell him, it was eating me alive. When I came home from work I sat him down in the living room and broke it to him just as I had in my post. I explained what I had been told by my friend, how I did not remember this at all, laid out the date of when I think this took place, and just provided all the info I knew. Y'all. He is the best man ever. He took what I told him like an absolute champ. Obviously he was upset and had lots of questions, which I answered to the best of my knowledge, but he kept saying that this was something we could get through. The past few years were evidence enough for him that my drinking has subsided and nothing like this was possible since that night. I know a lot of people didn't believe me about this, but I genuinely have not drank that much since. He's fully aware since I had come home before 12 any party since and can't exactly hide those levels of intoxication. There were many tears, most from me, and luckily he believed me and trusted me wholeheartedly. He said I couldn't fake the reaction I was having and therefore he knew I didn't know before lol. I made it clear that I would do anything to make him feel secure and safe in his relationship with me. Obviously no more of that friend group and no more drinking. All electronics are open access for him, although he doesn't feel the need to check. And considering I don't go anywhere except work and school, he's not too concerned about my whereabouts. It has only been a little over a week since, and obviously he can always change his mind, but we've been doing great so far. He is the most understanding and loving man I've ever known. I'm just so grateful to have him in my life still. Never thought I'd be so happy to hear him talk about the comparisons between The Witcher games, TV shows and books lol. Thanks again for everyone's help. TLDR, we worked it out, less than 3. Glad it's working out, but be sure that you all are still working through the broken trust. Make sure there are plenty of emotional calls in the relationship and you continue discussing it to make sure all feelings are adequately addressed. Absolutely. Thanks for your comment, Smile. It's not that simple. Wait till your first disagreement. It will come up. He is in limbo now, probably checking facts. Do not for 1 minute think he took it like a champ. He needs counseling, as does you. Both need a safe space to talk and vet feelings with a trained infidelity counselor. Deal with this. Your rug is sweeping. This will come back to you. Crying face, this is so extra. You'll make so many assumptions. There is therapy. There is no rug sweeping, we're very much discussing it at length and in detail. A short post doesn't inform you about our entire relationship, but thanks for your opinion and advice. Lol, they went a little far with the whole therapy spiel, embarrassed smiley face, but they are correct about the disagreement thing. Usually when someone in a relationship cheated, you'll know if your partner is really over it based on the next fight you guys have. The next first fight after someone finds out you were unfaithful to them is when it comes up and gets thrown back in your face. If he doesn't bring it up, then you know for sure he took it like a champ. He cheated in a previous relationship, so I think he's a little more understanding than most lol. We're not big fighters either, plus he made a point to say he won't hold this against me, but thanks for the advice. Have clear boundaries from now on with opposite sex, goes for both. Radical honesty, transparency from both sides and no secret social media life. And be prepared for his mood swings for the next 12 months at least. If you cheat again just because he's forgiving you, then that makes you a bad person. Why would I cheat again? Where have I suggested I'd cheat again? Were you official/exclusive with him when this happened? Yes, for under a month. We hope that by sharing these stories with interested folks like you, we can help people recognize the signs of a relationship in trouble, and avoid so many of these heartbreaking situations yourselves. Have a good day or night, wherever you are.